Yeah, all right, my brothers and sisters, how you doing? This is Will coming to you Facebook Live. We're here at the rally for sustainable, affordable housing with DARE, and there's a few other people out there. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure who else or what other organizations are out here, but it's kind of cold. But that's all right, you know. Just imagine how cold the brothers and sisters that are out there with their families who have nowhere to go warm after this. But I'm about to head out there right now. All right. It's a beautiful day out. It's not that cold though, luckily. So, yes, we are out here about to hit this press conference rally. See what it's about. I hear people booing already, but I mean, people boo for their own reasons and their own thoughts. I didn't hear what they said, so I can't just jump in there saying boo. Imagine. So we're here. My sister Deb coming up behind me. Look at her. There she is. Come on, sister, hurry on up. I was just doing my live, so I'm like my sister Deb hunting up behind us. It's real cold out here. I was just saying, imagine people who can't go warm after. You know what I'm saying? So here comes somebody with Wilson. Yeah, I'll take one. Thank you. You're welcome. Excuse me. Excuse me. Excuse me.
Generational wealth. That is why this ordinance includes a critical additional property percentage. If you are a resident who lives in a home and owns one additional property in your name, you are exempt. We are targeting the large-scale corporate entities, let's be clear, that treat our blocks like stock portfolios, not the grandmother in Ward 9 or other neighborhoods or other wards who rent out the second floor or triple decker. We are protecting the neighbors who treat their tenants like family. This ordinance gets to the heart of the issue. It regulates rent by ensuring large corporate property owners not raise the rent 4% annually, with some exceptions. The ordinance exempts owner-occupied homes and one additional property owned by the individual because the ones that invest in our neighborhood, who want stable tenants, are already doing the things the ordinance proposes. I'm proud of this proposal, and so are my colleagues behind me. It is a common sense approach that allows us to stabilize cost of renters while maintaining our existing housing stock and supporting neighborhood landlords, all without slowing down the development investor community. In conclusion, building our way out of this crisis will take time, but our families cannot wait. We need to increase supply, we need to protect our housing stock, and we need to stabilize rents now. I fought this battle before, and I know that when we protect the people who call Providence home, the entire city, we all win. Thank you.
So listen, in the coming weeks, and really it's already been going for months, a narrative of fear will be unleashed on our city. We will hear a long list of misguided following worst case scenarios. But the reality reality is, this ordinance will make Providence stronger, not weaker. It will be a Providence for everyone, is a stronger and better city that does good by property owners and renters alike. The ordinance provides a straightforward process for landlords and property owners covered to get what they need to make improvements or upgrade. It accounts for large tax increases without any paperwork or needing to appear before a board. The ordinance focuses on a compassionate, human approach to meet a variety of needs that property owners might have. There's no annual reporting. If you own a reasonably well-maintained property, you will rarely, if ever, need to go before the newly created rent board for an exemption beyond 4%. The number of and I'm really looking forward to digging into this proposal in the coming months with public hearings and public conversations with renters and landlords to educate folks on what's in the ordinance and hear what's missing. I will always work with people who are coming to us in good faith to make our laws the best they can be. But there are big, wealthy, private interests who will fight Providence's rent stabilization ordinance tooth and nail. Look out for them. They are the ones who are keeping Providence families on the brink of destruction. They are the ones profiting from a runaway market. They are the ones sitting idly by while our residents are left out in the cold. We know we need to build more. I've shared already some of the steps we've taken. The evidence is clear out there in the world. Rent stabilization does not decrease housing production. Long-term studies and recent in 2021 and in 2020, Providence has the fourth hottest housing market in the country. Especially down Portland, our housing market is hotter than Portland, Maine. The city council is leading the way to move the needle on the housing prices in every other measure. It is time for Providence to protect renters and their families. It is time to stabilize rents. It is my great pleasure to introduce a friend of mine, neighborhood landlord, Dave Long, to talk about his perspective as a homeowner.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you for inviting me to speak here today. My name is Dave. I'm a born and raised Rhode Islander. I've lived in Providence for 10 years. We desperately need this ordinance. I fall in the category of landlords that this ordinance makes a carve out for because I lived in the building where I had a rental unit and I owned one other property. A few years ago, when the house next door to me went up for sale, I was worried. I was concerned that a Boston or New York real estate investment company was going to buy it in order to squeeze every single possible dollar out of it. So I got lucky. A local couple bought it, and while they don't live there, they apply to rake the leaves in the fall. They make sure that it falls on the sidewalk, that it's no. They're one invest in property and take care of it. And same as me, they want long-term tenants because they want stable income. They don't want to jack up the rent every chance they get in order to give a theoretically improved return on investment presentation to a room full of shareholders. They are the kind of landlords that we need in Providence, and this ordinance gives people like them a leg up over corporations to keep to our neighborhoods as a set of assets to be exploited. Following up on what Rachel said, I want to address the idea that's currently being pushed by big money corporate interests to somehow regulating the housing market is going to make Providence less affordable. Look around. This is what the market created. One of the least affordable cities in America. Yeah. We have to take action. We have to intervene. And this is the right way to do it. These councilors have carefully drafted an ordinance that is not going to interfere with new construction. That is going to protect small local landlords who are the people that we need taking care of our city because they care about it. This is the right action for this morning. And so as a landlord, I fully support it. I can't be handed a microphone and asked to talk about our city without saying this. Fuck ICE. They have no fucking
I would now like to introduce Yulia Treasury Rose. mucha diferencia con la redacción, ya que los precios son iguales en todos lados. Sé que probablemente todos hemos tratado de encontrar una vivienda y visto los precios inflados, donde hasta solo una habitación y un apartamento compartido cuesta tanto dólares de la renta. La peor parte es que sin importar cuánto sube la renta, nunca es suficiente para vivir en Puerto. La familia de mi papá miraba la misma realidad con estos 30 años. Primero la mamá de mi abuelo y luego de mi papá. Hasta que los nuestros vendieron la propiedad y 2 años después, los nuevos familiares me dijeron que mi papá que se tenía que ir. Podían arreglar la razón de los demás. Solo le dieron 2 semanas a mi papá para arreglarlo. Y como se iba a arreglar, los otros es una buena suerte de poder pagar por el voto popular a través de internet. Pero aún así, se quedó sin hogar permanente y tampoco la actividad laboral para los esposos de uno de los hermanos. Además, no casa de vida. Por casi 4 meses, él estuvo así, teniendo que cambiar la ropa que no dejaba cada semana hasta que aquí pudo comprar un apartamento nuevo. Mi papá fue privilegiado en tener un trabajo que le pagaba de cualquier manera. Gracias a eso pudo pagar por sus trabajos temporales. Pero para la mayoría de nosotros, ese no es el caso. Solo un cambio en la renta que no podemos pagar. Solo una renta que nos interesa más de dinero que esta persona. Solo una cosa que ordenar y nos podemos ver sin lugar de dónde vivir. Tenemos que luchar contra los precios de renta colectiva y eso empieza poniendo ordenanzas con la establección de renta. Pero ninguno de nosotros logró con la ley de creación civil. In English? Like many of you, my family and I have seen ourselves impacted by the rise in rent taxes here in Providence. Around the city, I hear the same story reflected every day. People who have lived in the city for years and who now find themselves at risk of having to leave because they can't find a place to be afforded. Within my own family, many have had to move to other states because we can't keep paying such high costs. My home is lucky to have 2 sources of income. Even then, every month we wonder if we'll be able to afford our rent next month. And there's not much difference in computing, given the prices are the same everywhere. I know we've all probably tried to find the home using the inflated prices, even just a room with a shared apartment can tell the prices of the room. The worst part is that no matter how much you raise rent prices, there's never enough for some of these. And that's when we lived in the same place for over 30 years. First, it was rented by my parents, and then my dad. The owner sold the property, and 2 years later, the new owner told my dad he had to leave the home because they were going to rent the home to someone else. They only gave about 2 weeks to me, and as you can imagine, that wasn't enough time to have time to return. He was lucky enough to be able to get one temporary housing for Airbnb, but even then, he was about to come in home and had little chance to save up to the cost of a new plus the second room. For almost 4 months of his census, he used to change himself dwelling every 2 weeks before finally he was able to come in more often. My dad was privileged to have a job that gave him relatively well, and it's thanks to this that he was able to afford those temporary living spaces. But for most of us, that's just not the case. Just one rent change we can't afford, just one sale we also pay a little bit of profit for people, just one thing going wrong, and we can find ourselves in that place to live. We have to fight against abusive rent policies, and this starts at the birth of business and equity, because none of us should have to feel this way. And I would now like to introduce Justice Gaines.
My name is Justice Gaines. I am a tenant in Ward 11, Southside, and I work at Sister Fire. At Sister Fire, we organize women and non-binary people of color in Rhode Island for our political, social, and economic transformation to advance the vision of care, dignity, and stability for all of our families and neighbors. Today, we are here to support rent stabilization in Providence, a crucial step towards achieving that vision. When I moved into my first apartment in Providence, my roommates and I spent the first 24 hours cleaning because the previous tenants had left it absolutely filthy. The couch that came with this furnished apartment was soiled by their cat, which was still in the home, by the way, because the landlord had done nothing to ensure that the space was livable or clean in between tenants. We didn't get our security deposits back at the end of the lease. In a different apartment, I was living with friends, one of whom was the landlord. As the conflict in the house rose and the relationship soured, so did the maintenance of that apartment. 2 of us decided to move out, but it took 4 months to find a new place because everything was so expensive. And when we found our spot, we are paying over $500 more each month for less space than we have had. Across our city, residents are paying higher prices for rent without improvements in quality or increases in wages. Sister Fire members have shared dozens of stories, many far more appalling than this. Stories of rent increasing year to year while appliances and windows remain broken. Landlords looking for rent every month, but unresponsive to concerns about pests or mold in the house. New parents out of work to care for their newborns, facing rent spikes that threaten their family's entire home. Young people choosing between eating dinner this week or having enough money to pay rent on the 1st. Folks who've been pushed out to Cranston, Pawtucket, Woonsocket, who can't raise their families in the city that raised them because the prices got too high. Sister Fire supports rent stabilization because our housing system should be rooted in care and dignity for all, not profit for the few. By limiting rent increases to 4% maximum per year, rent stabilization provides predictability for tenants to plan for our future, to budget without exorbitant, unexpected increases in our living costs. This rent stabilization ordinance gives tenants protections to name concerns and problems to our landlords without fear they will shut off services or threaten eviction. Rent stabilization prevents corporate developers and property managers who see tenants as dollar signs on a spreadsheet. Tenants are not numbers, we are human. Housing is a human right, not a commodity. Care belongs at the center of public life. Our housing system must start with care. A caring city does not price people out of their homes. A caring city does not force people to choose between food and shelter. A caring city does not punish people for making sure their home is safe to live. A caring city does not make you earn a roof just to make someone else a dollar. Rent stabilization is one step towards having a truly caring city where we can all afford to live, where we can afford to stay with our families and build our homes, build in our homes. A space of care, dignity, and rent stability. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose homes? Our homes. Whose streets? Our streets. Whose homes? Our homes. Let's pass rent stabilization now.
There are many organizations and neighbors here today, including Sister Fire, Direct Action for Rights and Equality, Reclaim is here today, the Council of Churches, SEIU 1199, I believe the Teachers Union, I believe I saw someone from the Teachers Union, ONA, Olneyville Neighborhood Association, well, Prism is here, of course. Okay, so, and now it is my great pleasure to introduce Dr. Eric Hirsch, who is a professor at Providence College and a longtime advocate for the unhoused and veterans and homeless everywhere. Thank you, Eric.
Thanks, everyone. I appreciate being on such a distinguished group. And this has been a long time coming. So I really appreciate it. City Council. I want to go back to Ronald Reagan in the 1980s. Before that, there was actually a middle class in this country. But Ronald Reagan came in and said, well, what we ought to do is cut taxes on the wealthy. Because all that will trickle down to the next. He busted the air traffic controllers.